This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Good morning, team.
On the show today, we talk to people who admit to either injuring themselves or making themselves sick in order to get out of something.
I tried to get Natalie fella, and she was resisting me.
So weird
that's
how...
weird.
Stupid.
That's weird.
But I mean, now that I know that we're providing that service for one another.
No. It can only be from the paper. It can only be. Potential suitors can only be from the paper.
All right, potential suitors.
Oh, God,
of
no, what's
Nathan.
that?
Place an ad.
This is Persone.
Nathan, Nat and Sean. Let's go.
Nova 937.
Morning, everybody. It's 6:04. Hope your Thursday's going well so far. It is Thursday, right?
Hard to work out, isn't it?
Such
yeah.
a long, short week.
Yeah, it is. Oh, Nathan said that the first thing this morning, and couldn't agree with you more, my friend.
He's got a very negative attitude, though. That's
No,
the
you
problem.
I do. Oh, I'm on the brink of losing my voice.
Yeah, you are.
But it'll go on the weekend.
Yeah, of course it will. I'll be back just
My
in time
body
for
shuts
Monday
up
morning.
shop on the weekend, but it's time for work.
That
Like,
is
shut
so
up, buddy. How about that?
disappointing. that is the most disappointing
God, that
thing ever.
enrages me.
Now, your voice, you're not feeling 100%, but have you been doing a lot of singing at home? Is
course
that
I
how?
do.
Yeah.
Sean,
You too.
it's an operatic treat at my place. I perform for the people that are building the house next door.
They must love that.
Brother, they say. As I sing over, my angel is a centerfold, which is what they're playing. On
You know
the,
that brava
radio.
is what you say to a woman?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah?
You really hitting those
Well,
high
he hits a
notes.
high, yeah, he hits a high note.
Natalie.
Both of our footy players are joining us this morning.
Yeah, Andrew. I always go to Andrew sometimes. Jeremy McGovern, obviously. The West Coast Eagles. Gee, they're in trouble. Luke Shuey out again, Nat.
Yeah.
And our good mate Sean Darcy as well. See what he's got to say.
Oh, that's a bit of fun, isn't it? If you can make the camel happy with your story today, $1,000 can be yours. So get them prepared.
Okay.
And if you like going shopping with free money, I wouldn't go too far away from the radio, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Wink, wink.
All right.
Nothing beats a cosy winter getaway.
Or escaping to a tropical paradise.
If you're thinking about an early winter escape, whatif.com has just the place.
Check out great accommodation deals across Australia on the What If app.
What if it's Aussie for travel? Get ready. Because it's Nova's Shout.
Food, fun and fashion all in the one place. Head to forestchase.com.au to find out more.
We put the call out for caller number 7, and may I introduce you to Debbie from Ambleton. Good morning, Deb.
Hello, Deb.
Wait,
Hello, everyone.
Oh, there she
How are you?
is.
Fantastic.
$500 to spend at Forest Chase, Deb.
My Lord, I'm going on a cruise in a few weeks.
Yes.
And I can cruise myself up in there.
Oh, you can?
Yes.
What are we thinking for our cruise wear? Of course you're
Yes.
going to go and pick up a fun skirt.
That's right.
But are we thinking something like a lovely
Caftani.
caftan?
Yeah.
What are we going to do?
Some new
I
tops.
have no idea, but I'll definitely have a good shop and find something, I'm sure.
Yeah.
If you're taking a cruise, you need a nice, crisp, white outfit
You
as
do
well,
need one,
just
eh?
to match.
And you need
There
something
is
to wear to
definitely-
dinner at the captain's table.
Yeah.
Yes, there's definitely a white night, so yes, that's true.
Who are you
Perfect.
going on the cruise with, Deb?
I was my cousin
And
Yep.
where are we going?
from up WA coast and around to Cairns. Do stopovers, Port Douglas, Darwin. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
amazing.
nice Cairns.
How long's that for?
10 days.
Lovely.
10
That'd be
nights,
great. Hey,
yeah.
Deb, I haven't met a person who has had a bad time on a cruise. We're not cruise people.
There
these
were
days.
the people during the pandemic.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
the Ruby
Princess
Princess.
begs to differ.
didn't meet them at all. But everyone seems to have a great time.
Yes, I have been on a couple actually, and yeah, I think if you go with someone fun and open to meeting people and stuff, then yeah, it's a great time.
Hey, Deb, can I ask a question? Are they expensive? How much is that? Can I ask you how much that cruise is setting you back?
It was ridiculously cheap. You will die when you hear how much.
What?
It was $100 a night.
What? So it's
Serious.
costing you $1,000. That's it.
It was under $1,000.
How? Is this a special that you snagged? How'd you do that? Is this a Groupon? What happened?
I've got a cousin that's very thrifty.
Yeah, and just waits for those
And
the alerts.
Yeah, she loves travelling, so she looks for bargains and she finds them, and then she lets me know and I get in.
So you get, I mean, obviously all the food there generally is chucked
All
in,
the
but
food.
the booze?
Not the booze, but you can get a drinks package, but the drinks are actually very reasonably priced, so...
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Pay as you go.
Debbie,
Yeah,
next
I
time your
guess.
cousin sees one of these trips, let me know because I'll chuck mum and dad on a boat.
Yes, your mum and dad would love
I
it.
think they would.
We should all do it.
Yeah.
$1,000.
$1,000
for 10
Why wouldn't
days.
you? You know what?
I'm
It's,
just booked out, otherwise I'd say come on board with us.
it's
Yeah.
more expensive if you don't do it.
Well said, mate.
True.
Exactly.
That is
7%
actually true.
inflation, mate.
Well
Stay
done,
on
Deb.
land.
You enjoy your little shopping spree and enjoy your cruise, okay?
Oh, we just...
She's gone. Okay, next chance.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat, and Sean.
Sean, as
Yes,
you
ma'am.
know, every morning we peruse the West, which is a lot more futuristic now because we have a digital subscription.
Yes.
Amazing.
Pretty exciting stuff.
Okay.
We have nothing to wrap our fish and
yeah,
chips in,
yeah,
but other than that.
Yeah. And there's a process in the morning. I, like my mother and your wife, now go through the death notices.
Why are you
Not
doing
to
that?
see who's died, to see what clip art has been
Yeah.
given.
Okay.
say
And whether there's reference to it in the
say if
death
someone's died, like Gladys has died, and there's a picture of a piano, and then they don't reference a piano in there. It's like, well, what is this? Was she killed by a piano? Like
She made penis?
reference
Yeah.
your clip art.
Yeah, I get it.
So that's sort of what I do. But then I do always go through the personals.
Yes.
Because Natalie and I, of course, are always on the market.
Oh, and this is how we think
Famously.
we might find someone.
And Natalie. No, there's something here that Natalie,
yeah.
Natalie it sparked Natalie's interest.
Right.
Didn't it just?
And she said she could be making a phone call very soon. Here we go. The meeting place. And this is under introductions.
Oh.
Okay. Looking for a good woman to marry between 30 and 85.
That is a very
That's great.
wide
That's
age
great.
range.
I like to be broad.
Yep. So between 30 and 85.
Is this
That's you.
Is this Rupert Murdoch?
Well, mate, if it is, I'm lining up. I'm putting on a dress and lining up too. I am over 60 years old.
Over 60. Does that mean 80?
Well, it can. Well, if 30 to 85 is any indication. So I'm over 60 years old, seeking a nice lady with a view to marry. You're a nice
Fantastic.
lady.
Am I though?
Oh, so you can
Am
be
I nice
sometimes.
or a lady?
You can be sometimes. Only sincere persons. Please email bio with recent photo to Abel Williams.
Oh, that's
I won't
so
give out his
nice.
entire... Oh, I might as well. Abel Williams Firm 2001 at gmail.com. If anyone
I mean,
likes
he's put it in the
sound of
paper.
this. Who do you think he's going to get?
I want to know how many people have a crack at that. Do you reckon? Do you reckon he gets multiple responses?
Offers.
Well, he's going to in a couple of minutes, isn't he, Nat?
What, from you?
Why don't we do... Oh,
Ruby-
right there. Ruby is just about 30.
Yeah, she turns 30 in like a week and a
She's
half.
single. We'll have to wait a week. We'll have to let
We'll
him
have to
know.
wait. We'll have to wait a
Yes.
week or so.
You'll have to
let him
bide
know
his
that-
time for
that-
about
like,
10
can
days.
you keep yourself busy for 10 days?
Yeah.
Because then I'm 30. Okay, we'll apply on Ruby's behalf with a bio and a recent photo, and we'll let everyone know how it goes.
I mean,
Was that Ruby? She's
Abel's going to be
she's-
pretty happy about
she's
this.
Trying to see
If he's got the
Is
cash.
he rich?
money. Is he rich? Is he rich?
But he's rich enough to put an ad in the paper.
Yeah,
Hello,
so
ladies.
there's about $20. So he does have some cash to burn. Ruby, I really hope you find
Okay, how old would you
someone-
go, Nat? How old would you go?
I would say less than 85.
Okay, less than 85.
What's your ceiling? It depends on what you're looking at.
Very much, because you see
Some people are- some
at
people are-
50,
yeah.
they look like they're 70.
And there's
do you know
some
what I
people
mean?
at like 50 that look like a bag of skin with some bones sticking
and
out
yet
of it.
there's others at 65 that are, living a great life and very active and look amazing.
Yeah,
So-
no, I've seen plenty of those. Ruby reckons 40, but if they've got all the money, Ruby.
Ruby
40
reckons-
money. Okay,
What
they've got all
what
the
about-
money.
Sean, Ruby reckons 40. Don't you reckon it's so insulting? Ruby cannot conceive being with anyone over 40. She might as well be doing it with Dumbledore.
Exactly.
Up yours, Ruby. We're applying for you right now.
The Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Yesterday, my older son, he just said, "Oh, Dad, can we zing up the park for 20 minutes and just have a kick of the footy?"
Oh, that's your
Just get
dream come
himself in the
true, isn't
zone.
it?
Yeah, I used to do it
Lockie.
too. We used to do it all the time. Yeah,
Yeah,
but probably.
Some father-son action.
I think you're right, Nat. When they get older and they
Yeah.
nick off and then
Yeah.
they ask for that, you're like, oh,
Yeah,
this is
'cause
the
he's
chance to
21
bond,
now.
mate.
I cannot tell you what would have to be in that park for me to get my dad down there with me.
I I can tell you. A trash to treasure sale.
Or a really good park.
Carrots over the road. That would do. By the way, that horse one that I tipped on yesterday.
I
It was in the
know.
paper.
Did you put any money in there?
No, I was busy doing something, forgot, and I looked at it and I went, ah!
So
That's why it won.
So Sean spoke to my dad as well. Life of Brian ended up winning. Was it good odds?
No. It was just enough to double your money.
Oh.
Yeah, so you bet like me, you put $1 million on, it's $2 million. So
Yeah.
I'm down $1 million. Anyway. Yeah, so me and Lachlan went up to the park yesterday just having a kick, and I kicked one that was probably typical McManus style where I kicked it just over his head a bit. So he was running back and he just put his hand out and it's caught his fingers, and that's no big deal from the distance I was at. But straight away he was like,
Yes.
Dad. He called me over, Dad, and I ran over there, and he's dislocated his pinky finger.
Yes.
And he wouldn't look at it, obviously, and he said, have you ever done this before? And I said, yeah, I'll put it back into spot. No problem.
Which way was it poking?
It was really, it was like in two spots that looked like it was
Did
dislocated.
it look like, did it look
Like a
like
step?
there was
Yes.
white over the joints?
Yes,
Over the
and
knuckles?
definitely a step.
Like
No,
a step.
definitely a step.
Yeah.
Like
Like
a step
like
down.
this. Yeah, and anyway, so I was like, no, got it under control. So he looked the other way. I grabbed his finger and just wrenched it straight into spot and back into its position. And then, like, obviously that was a lot of pain there for him to deal with. We stuck around and kicked the footy for a second, and then he's like, I can't do this anymore. And I went, no worries, frozen peas, here we go. But the thing is, I'd never done that before.
You lied to him?
I think I saw Jess Sinclair back in the day when he dislocated his finger and came to the bench.
Oh, we all think we
Derby.
know what we're doing with the dislocation.
Yes.
Because we've seen it on TV in the movies.
I did wonder if I
Did more damage. And that is the risk.
No,
is
I don't
that-
worry. No, I didn't wonder if I did more damage. I don't care about that. What I wondered was if I was going to get it right.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It is a thing that strangely I feel like we all, I mean, we'd wince, but we all feel like we've seen it enough that we know what we're doing.
I've done it. I was taught to do it when I worked as a trainer back in the day
How
when
did
I
you
was
get
at uni. By another trainer showed me. He just showed me. He said, the trick is to traction down slowly and then give it a little yank.
Tug.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I went as fast as I could. And it went straight back in. Yeah, boom. Yeah.
It's amazing when you can tell people when they say, can you do this? And you go, yeah, no worries. And they don't check if that's real or not.
Yeah, no.
When I was in Big Brother, I took in one of my items that you can take 3 things in with you. One of them was hairdressing stuff, like a clipper, we're not allowed clippers, but like scissors and bleach and all that sort of stuff. And then when I pulled the scissors, which were professional hairdressing scissors and a comb out, everyone was like, oh my God, are you a hairdresser? And I said, no, my cousin is. And they go, oh, can you cut hair?
That's close enough.
And I go, yeah. I mean, anyone can cut hair.
Yeah.
So I was
Can
the
he cut
resident,
hair well?
I was the resident hairdresser.
We've seen you with
course you can
Fringe
do that.
Lotto. You're not great.
And the chunks that was out of people's hair, because we're in there for months. Yeah.
It's going to grow back.
And girls were lining up letting me do it. The blind faith people put in me to do their hair was completely unwarranted.
He had professional scissors, though.
Yeah. Should we talk to people that have said that they can do something even though they probably can't do it?
Yeah, get behind us if you've got a story.
All right, so there's an issue or something needs to be done, and you said, yeah, I can do it.
No problem.
You're not trained, and you've probably never done it before, but you gave it a stab. Let us know what that was.
And how it went.
Yeah, we're going to give somebody a couple of tickets to go and check out Come From Away, the musical. Come From Away opens at Crown Theatre this May. You can book now at comefromaway.com.au. Nat has seen this show, and she says it's amazing.
It's a rollicking good show, and it's based on a true story. Extraordinary.
No one's called, and Sean feels hurt. And feels ostracised from
alone.
the wider city and wants to know what your problem is.
The other thing is we know that my boss will come down hard on me.
Oh, Sean will get...
Without the support.
They'll take $50,000 out of Sean's pay from this morning.
I mean, that still leaves him a fair bit, to be fair.
I know, that's half of his hourly wage. And now Sean's not getting that because of your lack of interaction.
There's no way that there's nobody else in Perth that hasn't said, I can do that, even though they've got no experience.
It's how
just giving it a crack.
It's how us three got this job.
100%.
They said, can you do radio? Yeah, I can do that. Got an experience? No.
No.
And look at us now, 400 years later.
And Ellie just came in, we told her the story, and she thought it was a leg.
Yeah, she thought you'd relocated his knee.
If you've ever done that, by the way, relocated someone's leg, either a kneecap or a leg. Have you ever?
No, you can jag a finger. I think that's fine. Even perhaps for some reason, I feel like I've seen enough in movies shoulders.
Can you do a shoulder nath?
Yeah,
have a go.
I just like I push them against the wall.
No,
Nah.
you don't.
Pull their arms down like...
No.
Yeah, no, you
She
need
doesn't
to
know.
ease it in very gently with a shoulder.
No,
The
it's easy.
potential to do lots of damage is there.
Yeah, but it's not. You're not damaging yourself, so you just you
You
push
just go
it
for it,
harder.
don't you? Yeah.
You got to go for it, Sean. Got to close your eyes and just go for it, and just hope it works out for the best. Hello, Warren.
Hello.
Hey,
Warren.
Warren. All right, what did you do?
So, it was, my son and we're all mucking about in my mate's back garden when we first moved there in Clarkson.
Yeah.
And he had I can't remember what fruit it was, but we had a cricket bat, and the kids were whacking the fruit around across the fence and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Fun.
And,
I reckon they'll come quats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And so my son ran behind his son as he swung the cricket bat and hit him right across the nose.
Oh,
So he was only 4 years old, so there was blood and everything everywhere, if you can imagine. I had a nice white T-shirt on, so I picked him up and he's sort of like screaming his head off and there's blood everywhere. And my wife was just coming from work, so she was just turning up as well. And I sat him on the kitchen bench, and I'd seen it in a Burt Reynolds movie, you know, where he was the quarterback and he got sent to prison.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and so I got the two thumbs on each side of his nose and just went and cracked it back in.
Oh, my
You did
God,
not.
Warren.
Yep. And it just
Sorry.
instantly stopped bleeding.
Really?
That is a bold move,
Well, I
Warren,
mean,
I've got to say.
the bone could have gone
Oh,
to
yeah.
his brain or
Yes,
anything.
exactly.
Oh, my God.
No.
Yes, Warren, I've seen that in the movies too, so it has to be real. I've seen bones go in people's brains. Mind you, did you read that story about that chick in Kalgoorlie? So she was running from the police, and the police accosted her at a friend's house, so she gets into her friend's house, she barricades the door, she jams the door shut with a steel cap boot and refuses to let the police in because she, on the movies, had seen that they need a warrant. And the police had to inform her that you've seen too many movies and we don't need a warrant to come in here and get
I think
you.
I stumbled across
So the
something.
things we've seen on movies really
Yeah.
do, you know?
If it's a documentary, maybe. But if it's a Burt Reynolds movie about him playing football in prison, maybe not. The whole 9 yards, was that what that was?
I think Adam Sandler was in the whole 9 yards, that one. But that's fantastic, Warren. So you can have a go at these things.
Have a crack. Angela, hello.
Good morning, guys.
Hi,
Morning,
Angela.
Angela. What have you got for us?
Okay, so many years ago, just started dating my now husband, and we were at mates' houses, and I sat down on the floor, and my kneecap popped out of place. First time it's ever happened, and I was like horrified because I'm sitting looking at my knee, and my kneecap is on the inside of my leg, and my husband just grabbed my leg and he straightened it, and it popped back in, and we were like, oh, okay. But that continued on for a couple of months. Every couple of months it would pop out, and eventually on the sixth time he said to me, please go and get it seen to because I cannot keep doing it. He actually admitted it freaked him out massively, but he would just do it and then like literally throw up afterwards.
Oh, will you please see a professional? This is making me sick.
Why did your body decide to do that, Angela, do you think?
Apparently, I did have surgery on it, and I had a ligament that was just really weak, so at a certain angle, there was nothing holding the kneecap in place.
And once you dislocate something once, the chances of it re-dislocating are
Once
very
you probably
high.
can't stop.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pringles.
Yeah. Thanks, Angela. Natasha, hello.
Hi, sorry.
Hey,
Hey,
Tash.
Tash. Okay, what happened?
So we were out boating one day, and my friend was on the biscuit behind the boat, and she fell off, and she was like in pain because her fingers were sore. And I was like, oh, you just tape them. There's nothing you can do for fingers. We just tape them up.
Yeah.
So I just wrapped some tape around them, and I was like, you'll be fine. But a week or so later, she was still in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
And she ended up going to A&E and getting an X-ray.
Yeah.
And the way I had taped her fingers was completely wrong, and they had to re-break her because it started to set. They had to re-break her hand and set it properly.
Oh, but you just
Natasha.
you taped it. Well, I don't see what the
What do you
problem
mean?
is.
There's nothing you can do with fingers. Is that
Yeah.
what you said that to her?
Yeah,
what
I
you
was
can
like,
do.
you just tape them.
My
There's
favourite.
nothing you can do.
Everyone stand back. I've got this. Just tape your fingers around.
Yeah, I didn't have it.
You didn't.
Where did you get your method from?
Oh, like
you just see people with like sports injuries and they always have their fingers taped. And I was like, that's what you do.
Well,
Exactly.
that is
It's not
feasible.
like, it's not brain surgery, Sean. It's
No, it's
finger
finger
taping.
surgery.
It's just finger taping.
Thank you, Tash. Great stories, everybody.
A couple of tickets to check out Come From Away, the musical. Come From Away opens at Crown Theatre this May. Book now at comefromaway.com.au. And Warren, putting her nose back in place is a bit of a... It's an effort.
The
It's an
Longest
effort.
Yard was the Burt Reynolds movie.
Oh,
Adam
Longest
Sandler in that as well.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, well done.
Well
There you
done,
go,
Warren.
Well done. All yours.
Thank you.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
So we're talking about Australian cities. Where do you think we are on the list of being fancy? Do you think we're in the middle? We're not. Do you reckon we're perceived to be at the top, or are we on the bottom? What do you think?
I'm thinking bottom.
Ooh.
So you think out of all the Australian
Are you talking about
cities
other
where-
people's
so who's doing
perception?
it from
like who's,
internationally?
Yeah, basically, which city's trash?
Gold Coast.
Oh, trash. No. I think
the
people
Gold
from
Coast.
the
And
internationally
Darwin,
will
hello.
say that.
Yeah. Which one's Australia's Florida? Is what I'm saying. You know, like there's
Australia's
some random
Florida.
weird stuff.
Well, if you're
happening
going
there.
Big Gold Coast, wouldn't it?
Yeah, or Darwin, because the NT Times has some fairly spectacular
pretty
front
cool.
pages.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think many people know we exist.
well, you know why? Because we've recently discovered that Adelaide's a really nice place,
Yes.
right? Which has sort of thrown a spanner in the
Yeah, it
works
has.
because we always wanted to bag out Adelaide. So
Yeah.
but
We
it
can't.
is. It's an amazing place. So whenever something happens in Adelaide that gives us a bit of a leg up, I'm all about it. And
Yeah.
this has happened.
Right.
Okay, great.
It's caught on camera. It's so exciting. There's a guy who was at the Westfield. He was just minding his own business, walking along, and he had a packet of food opened up that he'd just gotten from the supermarket, and he was just hoeing into this food, big bites, eating it.
What could
Obviously,
it be?
like a vanilla
Like
slice
hot
or
chicken.
something from the bakery. Oh, hot chicken, yeah.
Yeah, because you get into that, a wing.
Well, Sean, you're half right. It was chicken, but it was raw. Raw drumsticks. He was just chewing.
They're good value,
raw
the
drumsticks.
drumsticks.
Now, I know that you can
$11 a kilo.
eat raw meat in some scenarios. I don't
Yes.
think it can ever be chicken.
Yes, sort of beef tartare, absolutely.
Yes.
Raw
Fish?
sashimi, absolutely.
Yeah.
Chicken, no.
Isn't it salmonella?
When you watch MasterChef, they freak out if it's even a tiny
tiny
bit
bit.
pink in the middle.
This
like, we
article
can't eat
is
that.
saying that you shouldn't eat sausages if they're a little bit pink in the middle as well.
Ooh.
I know.
What? By the way, why can you eat fish and meat and not chicken?
It'll be the microbes that are in them, basically. So the chances of getting salmonella are far greater in chicken than in other meat.
Because chicken
Just knew it as a rule. I didn't know why.
chickens are dirty, Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Oh,
Chickens
they
are dirty. That's why they're called foul.
Yes, good point.
They're
Nate.
gross.
God, you
Well, all these people are going, oh my God, what is happening here? Why is a guy walking around eating raw chicken drumsticks?
My immediate thought was off chops.
Oh, Natalie, so many of the comments are like, math.
Yes.
And it's like, you're probably right. But other people are going down another track and they were saying he wants a week off work. Someone's trying to get a few sick days.
Yes.
And I thought, that'll do it.
We talk about it a fair bit around here. What will we have to do to take a sick day?
Yeah.
And a lot of times yours is crashing your car on the way to work.
Oh, I don't want to be like yes, it does involve me hitting a tree, but I survive. And I could be knocked out for a couple of days.
Yeah, just for a couple of days. And you have.
And I want to
nice
wake up with no permanent injuries.
Yeah.
I just want to have a nice long sleep.
Ooh, it's very specific, isn't it?
A nice long sleep and be fed through a tube.
But there was that time when we had the Kalgoorlie sausage rolls that were sitting
Yes.
in there for 4 years at the
Yes,
time.
they were out of the freezer, and you were too much of a pussy to eat them. Nathan and I, were like, oh, yeah, no, we'll eat that.
Yeah, we don't care.
We don't care.
So we ate it, and then you know what we were so hoping for? We were hoping for food poisoning.
To get that gurgling guts.
Not a
and then
big
go,
douse of it. You can get a little
Yeah.
bit of food poisoning, can't you?
Yeah.
Okay, we just wanted like a little bit of food poisoning, 2 days off tops. And we were actually, like, to be honest, that was probably a lot of my motivation to eat that sausage roll that day.
We didn't work. We got cast iron guts and we were fine.
The great thing about getting food poisoning is, and if it's not right over the top too, it's like you've done 1,000 sit-ups for a few
That's
days in a
true.
row.
That's
It's
true.
Oh, is it really?
Yes, because your stomach is contracting all the time, Nath.
Oh, my God.
All the throwing
Come out
up.
with a washboard.
Oh, my God, go get me some Steggles. So anyway, I'm going to do sit-ups. So do you think that there are people out there, like we've joked about it, right?
Yeah.
do think there are people out there that have intentionally injured themselves or made themselves sick to get out of something. So maybe you don't want to go to a wedding, so you kick your shin against a tree.
A family event.
Do you reckon people have done it? Do you reckon people have done it?
I think the food poisoning
I hope so.
is a solid way to go. Everyone's got something in their fridge that's a bit dicey. So, like, you know, just give that a nudge.
Yeah.
And hope for the best.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can find somebody.
Okay, we are looking for people that have intentionally made themselves sick or injured themselves to get out of something, and we want to know if it worked.
If you need to use a fake name, we're all about it.
We don't care about it.
Yeah, call yourself anything.
Yeah, like, no morals here. We're going to give somebody a couple of tickets to go and see Come From Away, the musical. This is happening at Crown, so you're going to have an amazing night at Crown.
Yes.
It opens this May. You can book now at comefromaway.com.au. This is the next big thing that everyone is going to go and see.
It's won Tony Awards and everything. It's a big production.
Yes.
It's heaps of fun too. It's a real feel good kind
And
of
a
show.
night out of Crown. How good is that?
Exactly. And we need you to own up to purposefully making yourself sick or injured because you wanted to get out of something. Ellie, have you ever made yourself sick or given yourself an injury to get out of something?
Nathan's got something up on his iPad that's making me feel sick.
Well, we're talking about this because a guy was eating raw chicken drumsticks in Adelaide, and people are going, "Oh, he must have been trying to get a couple of days off working, make himself sick." But Sam was just told me that he's pretty sure that there is chicken sashimi in Japan, and there is. There is. It's here.
Look at the chunks of chicken.
It is.
Oh, that's not
it's
right.
It's not been embraced by Western culture. That's why we don't know about it.
Yeah, because it's off chicken.
Maybe do they know about, like, you know,
I mean, they
salmonella?
they also eat that blowfish that'll kill you. So
they do too.
Oh my god!
I wonder if they do it in a. No thanks.
That is so rank. We are talking about whether anyone in Perth has intentionally made themselves sick or injured themselves to get out of something.
Let's go to Graham. Hello, Graham.
Hey, Graham.
Hello.
Oh, there you are, Graham. All right. Have you made yourself sick or injured to get out of something?
I made someone else, I injured somebody else to get out of going to church when I was a kid.
I mean, I would have thought if you injured somebody else that you would be carted off to church even faster. What happened? Tell us.
I got brought up in a home with other kids, and we had to go to church, and I decided that I didn't want to go, and so I started an argument with one of the other kids, and he had a belt with a big buckle on it.
Yeah.
And I swung it around and hit him in the forehead and slashed his forehead open. So we had to go to the hospital instead of going to church. I got out of church.
And that was the better option.
Graham.
Yeah.
I mean, I have similar feelings about organised religion, so I see where you're coming from.
Graham, how many kids were in the home?
It was only small, and it was only 8 of us.
Yeah.
And it was, for some reason I just didn't want to go to church because it was like a church home. So
real hardcore Christian thing.
Yeah. So, Graham, so that was your intention. You got the belt. You went, okay, so this, I want him to bleed so I can get out of church.
Well, I didn't intentionally want him to bleed. I just wanted to sort of, like, I don't know, get a bump on the head or something. But because the buckle sort of, like, it was a big buckle, and I obviously hit him a lot harder than I thought.
Yeah,
and
sure.
it just slashed the whole head open.
Is he okay now?
Oh, yeah, he was fine.
Great.
Just got a couple of stitches in the forehead.
Did you get a thank you?
I got into trouble.
Yeah. Well, he's not a monster, Sean.
No.
He didn't set out to make him bleed.
No.
But seven others might have thought, yes.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Good idea. Thanks,
Graham's taking
Graham.
one for the team.
Sam's in Palmyra. Morning, Sam.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Good, Sam.
Now, have you deliberately made yourself sick or injured yourself to get out of something?
I did. It was back in high school, and I was not prepared for one of my mock exams at all. So I've got a really bad nut allergy.
You did not.
So I drove to the shop and bought some cashews, and then I ate one and told my mother it was her fault because she hadn't separated the trail mix.
Yeah,
the trail mix. So one of your mum's jobs was to separate the trail mix to make it safe for you.
Well, she had her own and she had mine, and I said she put the wrong one in my container.
Yes.
And then I took the drowsy medication after projectile vomiting in our bathroom, and I was too drowsy to do the exam.
That's
too good,
some genius
Sam.
there, isn't
You
it?
are a
always
genius.
thought-
And I got a deferment, and
Did
that
you?
passed really well.
So it worked.
I honestly
It
thought
did.
that like being allergic to someone was like a kryptonite, but I mean,
Yes.
really, you can look at it the other way and see it as a superpower.
Yeah.
To be able
Well,
to.
now it's worse now, so now I have an EpiPen. But back then I just used to get really sick and vomit.
Yeah.
That is a great way to get out
Sam's a thinker.
of an exam. I like.
What subject was it?
Chemistry.
Oh, no, I
God,
see where you're
mate.
coming from.
Jesus.
Wow, thanks, Sam.
All right.
I mean, don't do it, kids.
Don't do it. Neither of those things.
Don't
Nah,
do
not
that.
a great
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
Don't do
Don't
that.
hit someone in the head with their belt buckle or eat nuts if you're allergic to them. But we are talking about the things that you did to yourself, either injured or made yourself sick to get out of something. 13, 24, 10.
Couple of tickets up to grab to go and see the new musical Come From Away.
At Crown.
Good show.
Tracy's in Freo. Good morning, Trace.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, Trace.
Okay. What did you do, Trace?
We gave ourselves COVID a second time, my friend and I.
Oh,
So
tell me more.
we both work for the government.
Yes.
So we had that extra leave.
Yes.
And my daughter had COVID.
Yes.
So if I stay home with her to look after her, I have to use my annual leave.
Yep.
I was like, this is crap. I've had it before. I can't possibly get that sick. So we made her, co-conspirator, suck a lollipop. Then my friend came over because she wanted it too.
And you had a legit COVID party, yes?
We're just going around and we did it for 3 days until we were all positive.
Yes.
And, got leave. I was okay because I just had my week off and I wasn't that sick. Backfired for her because she got sick for about 4 weeks. Really bad.
Oh,
no.
Well, there you go.
But she got paid. She had 20 days, so she's all right.
Yeah, I know, but she was miserable for a
Okay, yeah,
month.
20 days. Is
But I heard
too long.
the Chuppa Chup strain was really
Yes,
actually quite
it was.
dangerous.
It's a bad one, Trace.
Or would it have been a whistle pop?
Melody.
Melody pops.
Thank you, Tracy.
Wow.
That's a good idea.
Terrible idea. Lisa's in Bullsbrook. Hello.
Hello, how are you this morning?
Good morning, Lisa. Did you try and get out of something by making yourself
Oh, dramatically. Let me set the scene. It's, quite a long time ago. It's the, high school swimming carnival coming up. I can't swim for Peanut.
Yep.
And then there's like teachers like, you have to swim. And I'm like, oh, okay. Went home, said to my mum, I said, oh, this mole on my neck's like really annoying me and stuff. I think I have to get it cut out. So I went to the doctor, got a mole cut out of my neck, got stitches, and then said to the teacher, oh, sorry, I can't swim. So, fully got stitches.
You got surgery to get out of it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing was a healthy mole.
No, I had a few moles cut off. I just getting them
Okay.
burnt off. I thought I'll save them up so I can get out of the swimming carnival for the next 5 years at high school. So.
Well done. That's
I
actually
know,
good
right?
thinking.
Mole removal. Yeah, it's a win-win.
Literally.
It is a win-win. So
Literally.
now both my kids are going through high school. They've both got their bronze medallions, so they're not using that trick on me. So,
No.
so.
They got their bronze
So that's what I
medallions.
did, yes.
Do they have moley necks that they can fall back on? I've got a mole on my neck, like on my hairline.
Yeah.
I never used it to get out of anything.
Me neither.
What a
Big
waste.
mistake.
What a waste, Nat.
Oh, thanks, Lisa.
All right. Some very inventive ways to get out of things. Not recommending any of them.
No, absolutely. 2 tickets
But
to
check your neck
Come
for
From
moles.
Away, the musical. Come From Away opens at Crown Theatre this May. Book now at comefromaway.com.au. I'm going to go with Sam, actually, because she actually had a cashew on purpose
yes.
when you're allergic to it so
Yep.
she could get out of her test.
She invoked anaphylaxis. So, it's dicey.
Nathan, Nat and Sean in podcast form.
Epic Camel. Shop the way you want. In store and online with the all-new Thirsty Camel WA app. Download it today and save.
Time for a round of Appy Camel. All you need to do is make the Thirsty Camel the happiest with your story.
Kayla is the first one through. Good morning, Kayla.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Great,
Oh,
Kayla.
The camel's ready to hear your story,
Kayla,
Kayla.
does your tail kill at parties?
Well, yes and no. I'm still living it down with my family.
Oh, excellent.
Well, we are
Yeah.
ready, and the camel is listening.
We're up for some humiliation, that's for sure. All
Yeah,
right.
I've definitely humiliated myself with this one. So back in the day when I decided that I wanted to be a rebellious teenager, we were on a family holiday and obviously
being underage, you can't drink. Being with your family, you definitely can't drink. And so I decided, well, I'm going to defy those odds. And Dad decided to, back in the day, he used to put his bourbon in the freezer to make it thicker.
To
So I
make
was
it
like,
thicker?
right,
Really?
Does that work?
Yeah, it makes it thicker, so then you can drink it straight.
Okay.
Yeah. So he decided that that's where he wanted to put it in there for a little nightcap, and I decided, well, if it's in there, Dad's not going to know if I take a bit here and there.
Sure.
So to be sneaky, I decided, well, if I'm going to take a bit, I've got to replace it with something.
Yeah.
So I decided to replace it with water,
Yeah.
not thinking that water freezes in a
Yes.
freezer and alcohol doesn't.
Oh.
So by the time that I'd actually managed to finish the bottle, it was frozen.
It was just brown frozen water.
It was brown frozen water because I tried keeping it a little bit in there, but the rest of it was obviously water, and I didn't want to own up to it. Clearly, it was making it.
There's the things
But I
you
also
don't
got
know.
caught by the neighbours.
The things you don't know when you're a kid.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also, I've never heard of bourbon being put in a freezer to make it thicker. Thicker, is that the flavour they're talking to you? What do you think?
The consistency of it, I would think.
About
Consistency, but you can't
it's
freeze alcohol.
No, it won't freeze, but it'll
a slushy.
Yeah, not quite slushy, but yeah, more than
Well, we should
room
Google
temperature.
that, by the way.
Well, you're looking at buying a freezer today, so why don't we?
Yeah, but I'm
alcohol.
storing Sean in this one.
All right. Well, let's see what the camel thought of Kayla's story.
Oh,
it was
so
nonplussed.
nonplussed.
I mean, he has strong feelings about bourbon because he's a
He
thirsty
does
camel.
like alcohol to be
Camel.
respected.
Yeah, that's true. Hang there, Kayla. Kristen's in Darling Downs. Hello.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Hey, Kristen. All right. Try and make the camel happy.
All right. So when my son was 4, I did the wrong thing and left him in the bath while I took a phone call. I had left my razor on the side of the bath. So I got back. I wasn't long. I got back.
Yeah.
And he was missing 1.5 eyebrows.
Oh, he went straight for the
worst
eyebrows.
part was,
Yeah.
the worst part was he was turning 5 3 days later. So all his 5th birthday party photos, he has half an eyebrow.
No.
See,
pencil it in.
I would
sounds
have
like
shaved the whole lot off and then drawn them back surprised
Yes.
and say, gosh, you couldn't believe he was having a party.
And then, yeah, throw him a surprise party.
I
It
told
writes itself.
my husband,
Yeah.
and he started, because I started crying at the time. I told my husband when he got home, and he laughed his head off.
Mate.
I bet.
Thank God he just went for his eyebrows.
A lot of
Yeah,
kids in their
I know.
past go along. Yeah,
Yeah.
you see their dad
Yeah.
doing it and they just
Yeah.
rip the skin off.
All right, what did the camel think of that? Also nonplussed.
Tough to please today.
Yes, it's been very difficult.
beside myself.
Well, Jade from Wellard's going to bring us home. Hi, Jade.
Hi.
How you going, Jay?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
The camel's not in a good mood today. Can you make him happy?
Oh, I can try.
Okay, take it away.
All right. So when I first met my husband, he was a bar manager, and I was trying to impress him by dancing and everything like that when he was behind the bar. And Bohemian Rhapsody came on, and that's my drinking song.
That's
I
his
love that
jam.
song.
Yeah.
Anyway, the headbanging bit came up, and I've gone to headbang as my friend has lifted his glass up, and I have glassed myself and split my forehead open while dancing, and they've gone, all the staff have gone into the office just to rewatch it because they said it was the funniest thing that they've ever
That's
seen.
nice. Instead of helping you to stem the bleeding, they're like, hey, we need to watch the instant replay.
Oh, no, I was so embarrassed. I ran to the toilet.
Yes.
My friend whose glass it was freaked out because everyone thought that he had glassed
Yeah, of
me. And he was a German backpacker, and he was terrified. He was holding his hands up.
Yeah.
He's like, I did nothing.
So he fled the country.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That
No.
would've been
And so at which point did your husband go, yeah, no, that's the girl for me?
He's never let me down, and we've been together almost 9 years now. And yeah.
So wait, that night you're in the bathroom hemorrhaging from the forehead, right?
Yes.
So how does
I'm lucky I didn't need stitches.
So how does that date how does that
Yeah,
how does that night continue? You just get a Band-Aid put on your head and you guys what happened?
I ended up going down to the hospital, so it was a small country town.
I ended up going down to the hospital, getting steri strips across the cut, and I actually came back to the pub.
Like a hero.
That's what you got.
Oh, yes. He cut me off.
Yes.
Of course he did. God, she's back for more.
He actually sent me back to his motel room that
To
he
lie
was
down.
living in the pub accommodation. Yeah. He sent me back a pizza and drink.
Oh.
And came and checked on me because I was being difficult. And, 9 years later, we're still together.
Oh, my God. That is, you know what
It was
that
an
is?
epic tale of love and romance.
And also
and
what
blood.
it is it's an instructional guide on how to pick up a fella.
That's right. As long as he works behind the bar.
It doesn't matter if you get cut in the face, you go get that sorted, you come back.
Yes, don't let a little bit of a flesh wound stand between you and true love.
Oh,
Well, what does the camel think of that one? Oh, he loves it.
Jade.
This is wild.
You scored the cash, Jade.
Jade, 1,000 bucks cash is yours.
That's awesome.
Well
Thank you
done.
so much.
That was a lot.
I know. It was a lot.
There was a whole lot of sound effects.
There was a lot. The camel really went off.
I think several people just steered off the road in shock.
Well done, Jade. You enjoy that?
I will. Thank you
can
so
buy
much.
some more Band-Aids just in case.
Look, if you heard any of those stories and went, come on, my story blows those stories out of the water, you have got one more opportunity tomorrow to make the camel happy and walk away with $1,000.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Joe and I just talking about the AFL CEO
CEO position, because Gillon McLaughlin's been... He
it's a
resigned.
year.
He resigned
It's
a
a
year
year.
ago, and they're saying, no, you can't leave.
And then that it looks like, well, as according to Ellie, that they're just going to promote the 2IC. After a year, that's what they come up with. I mean, come on.
I wasn't talking about it.
I know, that was weird. I was waiting for you to jump in with your opinion.
A bit surprising.
On Andrew Dillon.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy, actually.
Yeah, one more show for the week for us tomorrow.
Yeah,
Very
that's right.
excited, very excited, very long week, very long, short week.
And we are catching up with Will Davidson tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, name name dropper.
Shell V-Power, Dick Johnson Racing. Love it. All right, I'm signing off.
Ben,
I think I've had enough.
Hey, Ben,
Sean's done. Least feeling Thursday, isn't it? Doesn't feel like a Thursday.
No, we don't know what day it is. Let's face
It just doesn't feel right.
It's wrong. How you been going, Ben?
No, I'm doing good.
Good.
Obviously, Ross had another week off this week, hence why I'm here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got to show you the leave tree.
We don't know where it is, but you have to follow Ross.
I'll tell you what, once we get the key.
Literally, they had them for sale one day at Waldex.
Yes.
And then from then on, they've never ever sold them again.
But he's got them all. He's got them all.
Yeah, he's kept it alive.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.